What up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys another DVD slash Blu-ray slash VHS update. Yeah, that's right. We got some VHS this time, which I don't know. I don't know why I do it, but I've been doing it. Buying VHS, it's a lot of fun. So we got a lot of cool stuff here today. I basically was sort of debating on when I should do this DVD update, and then I went out today and I grabbed like 15 things. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing the update today. So without further ado, I'm gonna take a sip of my Gatorade with my brand new Coca-Cola glass that I just bought, and we're gonna get into this. So first we're gonna do the VHS because, you know, they're old and stuff. I actually grabbed a few non-horror VHS here, but it is sci-fi. So I grabbed Star Wars. I'm not sure about what edition this is, or if this has like the remastered footage, or if this is one of the untouched versions or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. I just saw that it was $1 at a Goodwill, and I was like, cool, Star Wars, I'm grabbing it on VHS. Why? I don't know, because I really wouldn't buy these any otherwise. Because I don't really collect non-horror stuff, but if it's on VHS, sometimes I guess I'll grab it. And Star Wars, yeah, so I'll actually probably watch this on VHS, no lie. I've been watching a lot of VHS lately, and I will watch Star Wars. Then we have Return of the Jedi. Unfortunately, they did not have the Empire Strikes Back. They only had this one and this one. So yeah, out of the original trilogy, this is the third, I believe. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's been a while since I've watched the original trilogy, so I do want to check that out. And then they had Star Wars Episode 1, which was weird. So they had the two parts from the original trilogy, and then the first installment of the new trilogy, or I guess it's not the new trilogy anymore, the second trilogy. Yeah, so Star Wars, I'm not the biggest fan in the world, but I do very much like them. So I couldn't really pass them up for $1. I'm not going to complain. This next thing here I also grabbed at that Goodwill. And it is Alien Autopsy, Fact or Fiction, as seen on Fox Television. Hosted by Jonathan Franks. Put out by Vidmark. The only problem is there is like a slight little tear over on the corner here. But, you know, what the hell? It looked kind of interesting. I'd never seen this before. I probably would guess that it's not on DVD. It's only about 50 minutes long. It's a cool little documentary. Maybe it'll pop up on my Horror 101 segment on the podcast. But yeah, you know, why not? Why not grab something like this? It looks pretty cool. And they had a ton of Disney clamshells. I don't know if those are really worth anything or whatnot, but they were there. I wasn't going to lug those home, though. They were only $1 a piece, and they had, you know, a whole 2 rows of Disney clamshells. And I'm not really jonesing to put those in my collection or anything, but you know, I grew up on those movies, so I was considering maybe grabbing like Aladdin or something, but I didn't. After that, we have The Fog. This is like one of the most worst versions of The Fog on VHS I've seen. I don't know, this cover just ain't doing it for me, but it was $1, so fuck it, I grabbed it. This is the MGM Movie Time edition. I want to say that this was like released in like the early 2000s, because I think I remember seeing this at Walmart's back in the day, but I'm not sure. And that was the 5 that I picked up at Goodwill, and then I grabbed this one off of the internet, and that is Sometimes They Come Back Again. 1996, it's one of those films that we are going to have to watch for the next top 10 show, which is that of 1996. And since Lionsgate owns this film, they are probably never going to put it out. It's Vidmark here, which I believe Lionsgate owns now. It says the long-awaited sequel to Stephen King's Sometimes They Come Back. I doubt it was long-awaited, but whatever. This Sometimes They Come Back Again. There's a third film as well. This one's really hard to find on DVD because it was only released in a double pack with the original Sometimes They Come Back, and it hasn't been released like ever since on DVD, so I decided to grab the VHS for just a couple bucks. After that, we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on VHS. This is a Video Treasures edition. I actually did watch this, and I loved watching it on VHS. All the scenes in the, you know, record radio station were awesome. I love this one so much, and it's fun to see it on VHS. Then we got Phantasm on VHS, put out by Nelson. This one, Nelson. This one is just a favorite of mine, and watching it on VHS truly is sort of a different experience. I really, really, really dug watching it late at night on VHS. Just the grain, and it's so fun. I actually want to get, because right now I'm watching the VHSs on that TV right there. I actually wouldn't mind grabbing a sort of older style TV. I think that would be cool. After that, we have Mother's Day on VHS, put out by, I don't even actually know, BFV. I don't even know who that is. Best Film and Video Corporation. I didn't own this on DVD or Blu-ray, so I just decided, hell, why not? Why not grab it? I've never actually seen the original Mother's Day. Figured I would give it a shot and check it out before I eventually maybe grabbed like a Blu-ray version of it. I think 88 Films might have put it out. Grab that version. That would be pretty cool. And then we grabbed The Wicker Man on VHS, put out by Lumiere or Republic Pictures. This cover is not that great, but I actually don't own this film either, so I figured it's one of those films that everybody's talked about for a very long time, and I've actually never given it a shot, so I finally think I need to see it because it's considered sort of a classic. You know what's funny? I didn't even realize I bought this many VHS. And then the final one that I grabbed here, because the DVD is out of print, The Night Flyer. And I used to see this all the time at my local video store. This one's actually in really good condition too. It still has that shine to it. This is one that I'm definitely excited to have on VHS since the DVD's been out of print for a little while. Hopefully it does get a re-release though. I've always liked The Night Flyer. It's a really, really cool vampire tale. So that is it for the VHS, guys. Let's move on to the DVD. First up, I grabbed this at an Ollie's for $3.99, and that is the Roger Corman Classics Sci-Fi Collection, which is in a little tin here. This is put out by Shout Factory, actually, which they also partnered up with Timeless Media Group, which I believe actually Shout Factory, I think, owns. It has Attack of the Crab Monsters, War of the Seagulls, and Not of This Earth. I haven't opened it to see how like the discs are housed or anything, or if it's even one disc. But these films are like 62 minutes each. They look awful. But I figured, hey, why the hell not? You know, Roger Corman. It's a cool little tin. You know, not the worst purchase in the world. After that, we have Kill or Be Killed. I got sent this by RLJ Entertainment. I just recently watched it. I reviewed it on this upcoming week's podcast, so if you're curious about that, check it out, and I might actually review it on my channel as well. Not a bad little movie. It's not as good as something like Bone Tomahawk, but it's definitely a solid little western film, western horror. You know, very loose on the horror, but it's pretty cool. After that, I grabbed these couple at a, what was it called, a CD warehouse, which I've never been to before, but they had some sort of little sale thing going on, like buy one and get one free or something like that, or like half off. So I grabbed one of these, which is a Dimension Extreme that I didn't have, and I got it based on this slipcover. Now this isn't your ordinary slipcover. It actually does this. Whoa, that is cool, guys. I bought it simply, this, you know, I had maybe 10 titles in my hand, and I was only going to grab a couple of them, and I grabbed this one simply based on that slipcover. How can you not, right? I mean, it's so cool. So it was really cool to actually still find one with a slipcover like this. It's Dimension Extreme Broken. Dimension Extreme is a label that I really do sort of like, even though they have some hit and misses in there. They have a lot of fun films like Teeth and Inside, which I still haven't seen, Storm Warning, Black Sheep, and I haven't seen Broken, but I'm really curious about it. And then we have Dead Girl, which I'm really mad that I paid, you know, I think like $3 for this one, because they had so many copies of this at Ollie's brand new for just $2 today when I went there, and I was so mad. But, you know, I didn't really lose too much, I guess. This is an awesome movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I definitely want to revisit it. I love the reversible cover art on the inside, too. Really, really cool stuff. Dark Sky Films, unrated edition. Really cool to have that. Then I grabbed this one at a place called Cash and Culture, which is a little local place in southwest Pennsylvania. And it is Breeders. I believe this came out in 1996, so I had to grab this one. It looks really, really ridiculous and silly. It almost looks like sort of like a full moon film, but yep, grab that one. Back to the stuff that I grabbed at that CD warehouse. I grabbed another Dimension Extreme here. And this one I grabbed because it still had the slipcover as well, and that is Rogue. And the slipcover has that like nice little like embossed like shiny vibe to it that I really like, even on the back. So I grabbed that. Killer Crocodile, How Can You Go Wrong, from the director of Wolf Creek. I think I actually seen this one, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll give this one a rewatch. I'm still trying to pick up all of these Dimension Extremes because I really want the whole label. I'm hoping that not too many of them are like out of print now, because I really do want the whole label. It would be really, really cool to get those. And I'm hoping that with the announcement of these new like Hellraiser and Children of Corn films, maybe they'll relaunch the Dimension Extreme label. Dimension Films, that is. After that, I grabbed Hard Candy, which I've never seen, but I've heard so many good things about, and I've really, really been wanting to check it out for a long, long time, and I finally grabbed it for a decent price. So that's Hard Candy. So many people have told me good things about that one. All right, we got some more titles at Ollie's. We have $4.99 here, which I overpaid for it a little bit, but hell, I wanted it. You have Bride of Reanimator, Beyond Reanimator, Return of the Living Dead 3, Return of the Living Dead 4, 5, and Night of the Living Dead 3D. The only one I own in here is Return of the Living Dead 3. So it's a cheap way to grab all of those films that I probably wouldn't buy otherwise. Maybe like the Reanimators, but not the Return of the Living Deads. God damn it, I can't talk. So yeah, finally grabbed this little 6-pack put out by Lionsgate here. It was one that I needed for a little while, but I never got around to grabbing. This was a pickup from Ollie's, $1.99. It is 444 Last Day on Earth. This is an IFC film. It was just an IFC film, but I think this is before they had the Midnight label, because I'm pretty sure this is like considered an IFC Midnight by people who have watched this. I think Jeremy. So yeah, I grabbed this one. Hopefully it's like dark and horror-y. After that, I grabbed Prime Evil, which is I think it's an Australian Killer Croc film, which gotta grab it. Gotta grab the Killer Croc films. I love anything killer animal related, especially reptilian killer animals. So grabbed Prime Evil. That I grabbed at that Cash and Culture place. I think $2 off of all their DVDs. It was like whatever they were priced, they were minus $2 after that. Then I grabbed Stephen King's Golden Years, which is one of the Stephen King films that I don't have, and it's one that I wanted for a while just because I really don't know anything about it, and I try to collect all the Stephen King films that I can. So Golden Years here. This is kind of an odd pickup, non-horror. It's not really a pickup, it's a gift, and that is from the homie Mood616. He saw an extra copy of this at his buddy's store, so he just scooped it up for me. Thank you, Moods. And it is Music of the Heart. Now, the only reason I have this is because it is a Wes Craven film, and honestly, I just want all of his films. He's one of my favorite horror directors of all time, and he made one serious attempt at a non-horror film, and I figured I would give it a shot. So thanks, Moods, for picking me up that, even though, like, I don't know when I'll ever watch it, but I guarantee I will, just because I want to see what Craven did in a non-horror film. And then we have here a film called Midnight Man from Cinedigm. I haven't watched this one yet. I'm going to pop it open and watch it very soon, so I don't really know anything about it. I picked up a few things from the, Hamilton Books. I grabbed Synapse release of Document of the Dead. This is the definitive Document of the Dead, which I think is like sort of the reversion that they did, I think. Not the one from like 85 or whatever. So yeah, grab this. I was looking forward to checking out this documentary for sure. On George Romero and his zombie films. Then I grabbed another one, another documentary. This one put out by Image Entertainment. and it's about an hour long, and it is simply titled John Carpenter, Fear is Just the Beginning, the Man in His Movies. Yeah, so just, you know, I'm a sucker for documentaries. This is one I didn't have, so I had to grab it. After that, I grabbed this at a Dollar General, which anytime I go into a Dollar General, I always must grab something in there. If it's even slightly horror, I'm picking it up. And that is sci-fi original movie Scarecrows, or Scarecrow. This one, you know, I'm sure it's awful, but, you know, I'm kind of a sucker for, like, anything Scarecrow related, so I grabbed that one up. Next up, we have another Synapse here, and this one I grabbed used somewhere. I'm not really sure where I grabbed it, but I think it was like, you know, $10 or something ridiculous. And that is Basket Case Part 2. Yeah. I needed these because we're doing a Frank Henenlotter special on the podcast, and I didn't own Basket Case 2, so I had to pick it up. After that, another Dollar General pickup here. We have Ginger Dead Man 2, Passion of the Crust. Like I said, I have to pick up films when I go into Dollar General. I'm just, like, addicted to it. And I seen that they did get a few more full moon films. Like, a few years ago, they had so many full moon films during Halloween. I just scooped up a bunch of them, and I always wish that they would return. And it looks like there are a few more. But there was only, like, the oddball ones, like Trancers 2, Ginger Dead Man 2... and it really kind of bummed me out because I was hoping that the other Trancers or like other Ginger Dead Mans would have been there, because I don't own any of these. But now I got Part 2. These next ones, these last 5 DVDs here, we grabbed at Ollie's, which I went there today, and they had a bunch of these out, and I was super excited. It took forever to find them because they were in like a bin, and I had to just dig through the bin. But we have... let's see, we have 2 Dark Sky releases and 3 IFC Midnights. So, Dark Sky first, we have Wakewood, which I've been wanting to see forever, so I'm glad I finally got a chance to grab it super cheap. These were all $1.99. So we got Wakewood here, Hammer Films, new Hammer. I've heard really good things about this one, so I'm excited to check that out. So yeah, $1.99. Then we have another Dark Sky release, which we have Frankenstein's Army, which I don't really know anything about, but $1.99, I couldn't pass it up for a Dark Sky. They also had stuff like, what the hell did they have? Dead Girl and a few other Dark Skies that I own. The one that Brandon sent us, which I forget what it's called. Damn it, I forget what it's called. It's like Dark something or shit. I honestly don't even know, but it's one that made our Hall of Fame, which is saying something that I can't even remember it. But they had that one there too. Damn it, it's actually pissing me off greatly that I can't remember it. But anyway, we'll move on. And we have In Their Skin, IFC Midnight. Had to grab this. They had a bunch of other IFC Midnights that I had, like ATM, and they had Almost Human, and a few other ones that I already owned. But I grabbed all the ones that I could find that I didn't own. And the first one here is In Their Skin. And then I grabbed Grabbers, which I already have seen but excited to own. And finally we grabbed Super here, which is directed by James Gunn, who I think went on to do some big movie for Hollywood. I think it was like, I don't know, it was like one of the comic book ones. I'm really bad with this stuff. This is like the worst update. A few more DVD stuff here. We grabbed this at Walmart, Night Gallery Season 1. Really excited to own this. I've always heard good things about Night Gallery, and I'm really excited to check it out. After that, we have the Omen Collection here, box set. This was sent to me as a prize for winning a contest from Abby. Really cool. Thank you, my friend. I'll try to remember to put your link down in the description below. It comes with the Omen 2, the Omen 3, and the Omen 4, as well as the Omen remake from 2006. So, happy to finally own those Omen films. Alright guys, let's move on to the Blu-rays. We don't have a ton, but we do have some. First up, we have Millennium and Rotor. I've not seen these, but I hear this is one of the worst Scream Factory double features, so that's a little disheartening. After that, we have another Scream Factory double feature here, and we have The Curse and The Curse 2, The Bite. Honestly, I'd never seen these films or really heard of them, but I was watching a trailer compilation or something like that, and they showed the trailers to these, and I was like, oh, those look really, really fun. So I'm really excited to bust this bad boy open and actually check out these films. After that, I gotta give mad props to my homie Moods on this one, along with that Music of the Heart film he sent me. He also sent me this, and I'm just like, man, I'm awesome with this, and that is the Black Christmas Canadian release. Man, dude, I'm so excited to have this. I love Black Christmas, and this is a really cool edition here. A lot of cool special features and stuff like that. As soon as the winter season rolls around, God, I hope it takes forever, but when it does roll around, I'm popping this bad boy right in the Blu-ray player, and I'm watching it. After that, we have Scream Factory's Sunny Boy. This is the unrated version. I've heard so much batshit crazy things about this one. I cannot wait to check it out. It seems really, really cool. Looking forward to that one. After that, we have Hellions, which I'm hearing mediocre things about, but I heard a positive review last night, so looking forward to checking that one out. But I won't watch it until next Halloween, simply because I'm really picky about watching my seasonal films during the seasons that they belong. After that, we have The Guardian, which is a Scream Factory release that I didn't have, had to pick it up. William Friedkin, who's a really good director. Of course, The Exorcist and Bug, good stuff. After that, we have Leviathan, the oldest Scream Factory that I didn't own. I finally crossed it off the list, picked up Leviathan for, I think, like $13, which is more than I wanted to pay for it, but I finally got it. After that, we have The Trip. By the way, Leviathan's good. The Trip, I just did a review for this one. Check it out if you haven't. This is Olive Films release. Not too bad of a movie. Pretty good, actually, but sadly no special features, and I hear that there actually was special features on the DVD, so that's annoying. After that, we have Christine, sent to me by Abby, also one of the prizes that I won. I actually won his contest twice out of like 6 times, which I thought was really cool. And both of the prizes were like the 2 prizes that I wanted the most. So it worked out perfect. Absolutely so excited with those 2. After that, we have Thinner, courtesy of Olive Films. They hooked me up with this because I need to see it for my top 10 of 1996 show that we're going to be working on soon. Shit. Okay. Thinner. And next up, we have Frank Henenlotter's Frankenhooker, which is released by Synapse. Grabbed the Blu-ray here. Never seen this film. Really excited to check it out. Doing a Henenlotter special, so I needed that. Then we have Bad Biology, which is another Henenlotter film, which I needed that as well to do our little Henenlotter special. And finally, for this DVD and Blu-ray and VHS update, guys, we have the Vincent Price Collection, Volume 5. So, the 5th freaking, or what the hell am I talking about? It's been a long day, guys. Volume 3, goddammit, there's 5 movies in it. Sorry, I'm literally retarded. I don't know. I could edit all this stuff out, but I'm just gonna leave it in. Fuck it. Yeah, so I finally grabbed this last version of, I think what I assume is going to be the last volume of the Vincent Price collection, just based on the films that are involved in it. You have Diary of a Madman, Tower of London, Master of the World, An Evening with Edgar Allan Poe, and City of the Banshee. Vincent Price is awesome, and I'm really, really happy to have this. And I'm really excited that I only paid $35 for it, so cool. Alright guys, that's it. Sorry for this really just awful update, but I hope you guys enjoyed all the stuff that I picked up. Peace.